Hey everybody, I'm Tim Wallace from Tim Wallace Soil Mix Supply, and welcome to the Soil Channel. Today I'm here with Soil Master Joe, and today's discussion is going to be about...
We're going to be talking about amendments, specifically something you add to dirt or topsoil or black dirt to make it better. And that number one amendment is, of course, compost. Now, Tim, people are very surprised to find out that you carry more than one kind of compost, right?
Correct.
What are the type of compost you do have?
So I've got composted horse manure, mushroom compost, peat, purple cow compost, and organic compost.
So with all these different choices, you may be asking yourself, which is the right one for what I have to do? So in this quick but informative video, we'll give you that information. And when we come back, we'll answer that burning question, which one of these is the best? So hang with us and let's take a look. An amendment is something you add to something else to make it better. In this situation, we'll be talking about different composts that you add to topsoil to make it better. The first one we'll take a look at is this composted horse manure. Now this horse manure is aged and turned regularly. Fresh manure shouldn't be used directly in the garden, as it can actually remove nutrients from the soil and scorch your plants. Can be added, however, to compost heaps or tilled into your existing soil. Just a little word of caution though, anytime you're dealing with any kind of manure product, composted or not, be sure you wear your gloves. Horse manure is high in nitrogen, which is beneficial for non-flowering plants like corn, potatoes, garlic, and lettuce. It also contains minerals like calcium and magnesium. However, I'd steer clear of adding horse manure to flowering and fruiting plants such as tomatoes and peppers. For those plants, mushroom compost would be a better option. But we do use this composted horse manure in one of our blends called Enriched Vegetable Garden Mix. Unlike the name suggests, mushroom compost does not contain any mushrooms. It's the byproduct of the mushroom farming industry. The growth medium of mushrooms is removed after the mushrooms are harvested. So a more apt name for this particular product is mushroom soil. Now our organic mushroom compost is really an organic blend, a blend of composted straw, peat, composted horse manure, and then hardwood fines. That gives us a much drier mixture that allows us to put it through the pulverizer blender, because remember, all of Tim's mixes are blended rather than just mixed, and that requires the use of the pulverizer blender. The first thing I notice when I look at mushroom compost compared to the composted horse manure is certainly this looks a lot more like soil. That's because of the presence of peat in this particular mix. A couple cautions with this good soil amendment. Keep mushroom compost away from seedlings, and don't add it to soil where you start plants from seed, because the high salt in mushroom soil impacts germination. Most garden crops will benefit from mushroom compost as a soil amendment, especially plants that tolerate higher salt content and benefit from additional calcium, such as tomatoes and peppers. Again, don't use mushroom compost on salt-sensitive plants such as azaleas, rhododendrons, and camellias. Enriched Topsoil Mix will have this mushroom compost as one of its main blend products. In this big bin behind me, we have organic compost, which a lot of gardeners refer to as black gold. Remember, the term organic means related to or derived from living matter. So there are really two types of organic compost, green compost and brown compost. Green compost consists of fresh green plant material such as grass clippings, fresh leaves, or vegetable scraps. Brown compost consists of dry brown plant material such as fallen leaves, straw, and wood chips. A balanced compost should contain a mix of both green and brown materials. Organic compost is going to be rich in vital nutrients, including nitrogen, something you need for plants to grow up, phosphorus, what you need for plants to grow deep roots, and potassium, which is always going to be essential to overall plant health. When in doubt, organic compost is always a safe amendment in nearly all garden settings. Although you can grow plants in 100% compost, it's always best to mix it with topsoil. We use organic compost in quite a few of our blends, including Tim's Original Garden Mix and Raised Garden Bed Mix. And this, of course, is organic compost, and again, also known as black gold. Reason it's called black gold is its dark color and its high nutritional value. Now, this kind of compost, organic compost, the combination of the brown and the green compost, gets darker over time as it becomes more nutrient rich. You'll see with this particular compost, it's got a lot more chunky nature to it. That's because it hasn't been quite as finely screened as some of our other options, but it's still got high nutritional content, great for any application where you want organic compost in the lawn or the garden. And this is peat. Peat comes from peat bogs, many of which are found in wetland areas of northern Midwestern states. For example, ours comes from the great state of Minnesota. In the vegetable garden, peat helps to moderate extremes in soil dryness and wetness. That's particularly important when you're growing juicy fruited plants with tender skins like tomatoes, strawberries, and blueberries. In fact, these acid-loving plants and many other fruits and vegetables benefit from peat's lower pH. The product's sterility also means it won't introduce weeds, diseases, or pathogens that can quickly ruin a vegetable garden. Peat is suitable for a wide range of vegetables, including tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and lettuce. Use it on the lawn to lower high pH soils. For example, we use peat in our peat garden mix. One thing I do like a lot about peat is it will retain 25 times its weight in moisture. So if you're worried about retaining moisture in your soil, peat may be exactly the product that you're looking for. When we're talking about peat, a little clarification is in order. Sphagnum moss, peat moss come from the same plant, the sphagnum plant. The sphagnum, like we have in this pile here, forms in the upper branches of the sphagnum plant. Eventually it falls from the tree into the water, into the bog, if you will, absorbs water, and eventually sinks to the bottom where it decomposes. And over time, we end up taking that product and we end up with this product. Now, you've probably seen sphagnum moss quite often. People who have house plants like orchids or maybe ferns have been using sphagnum moss for a long time to help retain moisture in the soil. It's also used as a decorative top dressing, if you will, over artificial plants. For the lawn and the garden, this doesn't really have much use at all. pH is neutral, great looks when you're using it for, like I said, house plants or artificial plants, but not much benefit for the lawn or the garden. Peat, on the other hand, this that has fallen into the water, decomposed, and then is eventually harvested and dried, is a lot different. Again, this is a product that has a lot of potential as a soil conditioner. This is a very, very light product. In fact, it's incredibly dusty. It becomes very difficult for us to work with the pulverizer blender, but nonetheless, this is the difference between peat and sphagnum peat moss. Again, when you're looking for what you want for your lawn or garden project, you're looking for regular old peat. By far one of my favorite composts, and actually a customer favorite as well, you can tell by how low this bin has gotten over the season, is Purple Cow Classic Compost. This is a 100% plant-based and organic product, OMRI listed for organic production. That's the Organic Materials Research Institute. They list this product as being suitable for organic farming. This product is also guaranteed to be weed seed manure and pathogen free. It's somewhat more finely screened than some of our other composts, and really it's our go-to compost when you're in doubt. When you're in doubt, consider using Purple Cow. It's our preferred compost option in things like our lawn repair mix and our premium raised bed mix. This in my hand is, of course, Purple Cow Compost. A lot of people think because of the name Purple Cow that it's cow manure. It's not. Purple Cow is the brand name of this particular product, a nationally known and recognized product when it comes to organics, and this is their classic organic compost. If you take a look at this mix, it's very, very dark. It has a lot of organic material in it. It's more finely screened overall than regular organic compost. But one of the things I notice about this is I see absolutely no debris in this particular compost. It's a very, very supercharged compost. They go through a lot of effort to make this compost exactly what it is, but I think probably the best thing to do would be get a closer look at both of these together. Now, since Purple Cow Classic Compost and Organic Compost are basically the same thing, maybe the best thing to do would be a nice side-by-side comparison so you can see for yourself exactly what I'm talking about. So we've talked about and looked at Organic Compost and Purple Cow Classic Compost. Again, both of these are organic composts. Over here on the left is generic organic compost, quite a bit more chunky. It's not probably as finely screened, but it's still a very potent nutritional additive or amendment for your lawn or your garden. Over here on the right, this is the Purple Cow Compost. It is much more finely screened, a very nice fluffy product, and I think it's a little bit more powerful organically than our regular organic compost. But either one of these work great in any application where the compost of choice is organic compost. So now you have some information about all 5 of these type of composts. Now granted, this list is not exhaustive, but it's a pretty good representation of all the different composts that are out there that you could choose from. But let's address that question that we brought up at the beginning of the video. Which one of these, Tim, do you think is the best?
Each compost has a specific use, so based on what your landscape project is, we're here to help you choose the right compost.
So really there is no one best compost. The best compost is the compost you need for the project you have in your lawn or your garden. If you want more information about compost, feel free to go to our website, timwallacesoilmixsupply.com. Check out the information there, read our blogs. We have a lot of information about caring for the lawn or the garden. You can find us on Facebook as well at Tim Wallace Soil Mix Supply, on Pinterest, also at Tim Wallace Soil Mix Supply, and certainly here on the Soil Channel. So on behalf of Tim Wallace Soil Mix Supply and the Soil Channel, I'm Joe.
And I'm Tim.
Thanks for watching. Now grow and have a great day.